Pastor.
So I want to ask, I want to just lead up to it. I appreciate this.
Sure.
I am the organization director for Mass Resistance. And this LGBT agenda is, to me, very destructive. It is anti-American, it is anti-biological, and it's anti-biblical, and you can speak to that?
Okay, so as a pastor, I want to speak specifically on this issue. I have more gay friends than I do have straight friends. With that being said, I look at the person's heart and their long-term agenda. God has specific sins that he says, and a sin is a sin is a sin. So whether you feel that you're born gay, that's between you and God. What I say is that you as a person, whether you're gay or not, are you about love? Are you about empowerment in your community? Because it's not about a gay or straight thing. We use that as a distraction, just like a black and white thing. We use racism as a distraction away from the real need.
So do you think that, so like if a baker doesn't want to bake a cake for a gay wedding, he should be okay to do that?
I mean, that's every right.
Okay.
He has every right to want to bake. He has every right to want to involve. Just like I said, I have more gay friends than I do straight friends. And I say that because a lot of my gay friends' hearts as human beings are in the right place.
Now I got to ask you this.
Yes.
I feel, and many black Americans have told me this, that the whole LGBT movement has stolen the civil rights movement.
Now, when
you want to comment on that?
No one can really steal a movement.
Okay.
Every aspect in history in America has its own movement. You cannot replace slavery with LGBT.
But they're trying to. Did you know that?
You cannot compare apples and oranges. You cannot say, as a gay person, I suffer the same lynchings and hangings and executions as a black person. That's absurd to even say that. So what we need to do is look at now. Look at 2018. What's relevant for now?
Okay.
Because history is important when you learn about it, but you apply it for now. And so what we can do as a gay, as a straight, as a black, as a white, as a rich, as a poor community is come together and focus on the youth. The reason why the youth are important is because we have failed in this generation to give them tools other than the digital age. And we ourselves are digital now because everything we do is either you can Google it or you can use the internet. It's not like it used to be 10 years ago, even 15 years ago. So if we can focus on giving our kids something that they can create their own programs, that they can create and empower others, that's where it's at right now.
So let me ask you this. What's happening now is this LGBT agenda is starting to crowd out. It wants to undermine your right to preach, a baker's right to bake, a businessman's right to have a business. What are we doing about it? What do we do?
I think in a grand scheme of things that the needs of the LGBTQ community does not overshadow the overall needs. If someone has an issue with whatever it may be, you find out what is the end result. What really is my mission? What is my footprint I want to leave? Is it for me to denounce gay rights? Is it for me to denounce immigrants' rights? Is it for me to downplay another group rather than somebody else? All of this, as I mentioned before, are distractions to what the real issue is, and that is us as building new, especially in LA County, which is the film capital, entertainment capital of the world, that we forget the voices, especially of the 170,000 constituents of South LA alone. In LA, you have 3.9 million citizens. And in LA County, you have 170,000 in South LA that has been suppressed since 79 and 80, since the cocaine and the guns came to South LA. Maxine Waters did advocate to try to find out who originated and dumped that, and that was because she got the death threats in the beginning. But now we're 35 years later, 2018, and we're far from the implementation of crack cocaine in South LA. Now is, what can we do now as a Los Angeles County residents to make change? And the answer is this. Once the County Board of Supervisors starts respecting the proposals of its constituents who have been submitting year after year solutions that are not being heard. Jonathan Sharon from Department of Mental Health, there's $12 million shelter bed funding every year sitting there untouched. Why can't we use that for South LA? Answers like, we're already doing that, or we're already stepping forth in the right direction, while you're not empowering or bringing the same advocates to this table, to the decision-making table, that is wrong. And that is what I like to see a difference in.
Right. And I just, rounding this up, I want to see my county protecting Americans,
yes,
not illegals. I want to see my county protecting our rights, not playing to the special interests.
Right. So to that I say, every situation is different. For example, the women in Afghanistan, they're suffering such brutalness that we can't say that if they wanted to come here to escape that type of life, that they have a right to do so. But when you come here, you have to work with the people also who are also been depressed. Know your territory. Don't just come to a country and isolate yourself from the citizens and the problems that are already here and then want to make a life for yourself because you suffered. That is unacceptable. And that type of attention driven to those who have been suffering is hypocritical if we ignore the homeless, the incarcerated,
we've got suffering here,
and the blacks here.
Amen.
So let's give equal attention to all humans in need, and then we shall see change.
All right, thanks a lot, Doctor.
Thank you, and Mellow Desire, log on to our website, www.onepercentage.org. Our program name is called 1%, Outstanding New Education, where everyone brings 1% to bring change in our community.
Thank you.